boat work in Onshape CAD. And what I'm going to do now is I have my bottle drawn, and I have the connectors drawn, and I'm even starting in on an assembly here. But what I want to draw now is my water wheel. So I'm going to create a new part studio. And I'm not going to leave it right off the bat. I'm going to rename it because we'll have lots of different parts. And if they're named properly, we'll have a much easier time later making any modifications or just navigating around later. So this is going to be the water wheel, and we concept sketched it quickly, and we decided the water wheel should be in the range of, and this could easily change later, but in the range of 12 inches in diameter, 12 inches. And we want the material, sort of the rim of the thing, to be about a 1/4 inch in thickness or so. And so we're going to do another circle at 12. We're going to do another one at 11.5 inches, 11.5. That gives us a 1/4 inch of space here and a 1/4 inch of space here. That material there will be a 1/4 inch thick. Now let's see here. I also want a hub in the middle of about 3 inches. Okay, there we go. Now, the next thing we want to do is draw some spokes. So we've decided on 7 spokes. And so let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to toggle my straight line tool, and I'm going to go to construction. And I am going to do a construction line, making sure it's vertical. Making sure my line is vertical. And I'm going to refer to that when I draw my one. I'm going to draw one and then circular pattern the rest. Right, so I'm going to put a straight line here, from here to here, making sure it's vertical, not worrying about how far it is between these two yet. Right, I think what I'll do here is go to my dimension tool, which is right here, and I'm going to set the dimension between this construction line and that edge of the spoke. I'm going to set that to half of 0.75. Which is 0.375, but I want to show you something that this can do basic math for you too. 0.75 over 2, half of 0.75 is 0.375, okay? I'm going to draw another one of those just like that, right? A straight line from here to here, making sure it's vertical, and escaping out of the straight line tool, toggling this. I can also just go to my equal constraint, but it might be easier just to do this. From here to here, and I want that to be 0.375 also. 0.375. Okay, so that's pretty symmetrical. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to circular pattern that thing. I'm going to go right to here. You may have square pattern or linear pattern highlighted, but circular pattern is what we're after. And it's going to default to 3. We're going to change it to 7. There's the 3 right there. Right. That and that. See, now it's done it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. But I'm going to double click on that and change it to a 7. Now there's 7 spokes. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to click left click to accept that, and I think we're pretty ready to go ahead and extrude this business. But I'm going to choose everything. There's a lot of stuff there. I'm going to choose everything. Oh wait, I'm still in the sketch. I want to get out of my sketch and choose everything. I'm going to deselect what I don't want to extrude. And I'm going to extrude this by half an inch. Right, 1 inch, no, 0.5. 0.5 inches, and suddenly I've got something that looks like this. Okay, good. The next thing I'm going to do with this water wheel is I need to cut some, I need to make some cuts so that I can fit the paddles basically slide the paddles into the spokes. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to do another sketch on the front plane, and I am going to start with another construction line because I want to know where dead center is. A vertical construction line right up there, escape out of it, and I'm going to go to center point rectangle. And I'm going to start my center point rectangle right here. And I think I'm going to make it go 2 inches down and 0.25 wide. So 0.25 wide. And 2 inches down and 2 inches up will be 4 total. So it's a center point rectangle starting on the rim. So that's going 2 down, and it's a 1/4 inch wide. And I think what I'll do now is circular pattern that thing. Right? So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to choose circular pattern. I'm going to pattern this rectangle. Well, it just chose that part there. We're going to do this and this. Here and here, and this business, all this, the whole rectangle. I don't. Oh, that's the pattern. Got it. Where are we at here? We just need that. There we go. There we go. That was confusing. That's off here. That's just a measurement. Okay. Now I did it 3 times, but remember we're doing it 7, so we got to find the 3. Sometimes they're a little hidden. There it is, right there. There's that 3. I'm patterning. It's doing it 3 times right now, but we want 7. And look, they're right where the spokes are now. All those rectangles. We can now go ahead and extrude. Extrude what? Extrude sketch 2. But we want to remove material, and it's going the wrong way, so we will flip it around with that black arrow. And we just made 7 cuts. And we'll accept that. That's looking a little water wheel-ish. We're going to have to decide on what's going on in the center precisely, but let's work on that later. Okay, so the other thing I need for my water wheel are slats. Now remember, I made those a 1/4 inch wide and 2 deep. So let's just quickly create a part studio, and let's rename this as water wheel slat. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to draw maybe on the top plane, look right at it, sketch a, doesn't really matter, corner rectangle, either one, doesn't matter. A corner rectangle, I want this to be my slat. Now, let me think. It's got to go 2 inches, well, it's got to go across the boat. So first and foremost, how far apart are those 2 hubs, or how far apart are the hulls? You know, the hulls are going to be probably a good foot apart. I'm just going to start with 10 inches here. And if we have to change it, well, that's fine, right? So 10, and I want this other measurement to be, well, it's going to go 2 into the spoke. It's going to go 2 out of the spoke. So let's make that 4. And those cuts we made in the water wheel for the slats are 1/4 inch wide. So let's extrude this to almost a 1/4 inch. Like, let's try 0.23, see if they slide in easily. And any of this we can change real quickly, right? So there's a slat. Now, let's see how we're looking here. I'm going to add a new assembly. And I'm going to call this, so I don't get confused, I'm going to call this, rename, where are you, rename? There you are, rename, water wheel assembly, water wheel assembly. Just so I can start to mess around with this thing in here. Okay, so here's my water wheel assembly. Let's insert some stuff. I want 2 of these. I want 2 of those. And I want 7 of these. 1. I know there's got to be an easier way to do this. 2, 3, 2. There's only 2. There must be an easier way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, this might be a little bit of a pain in the butt-ski, so I might actually turn off the recording while I do this, but I'll do one. And then I'm going to turn off the recording so you don't have to suffer through all of it. But we need to basically, transform and put these guys into place. Let's put these guys right on top of each other, like that. And, well, gosh, right off the bat, all these slats are kind of oriented the wrong way. So let's maybe get them all lined up and change them all at once so we don't have to do it 7 times. So let's just get them all over here so I can choose them without choosing the wheels. And put these over here, and I'm going to choose all of these guys. Missed one of them. There. Chose them all, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to rotate them this way 90. All right. At least they're lengthwise in the right direction now. And then, so, each one's going to be a little bit different. This is a slight pain. There might be an elegant way to do it, but I'm not really aware of it. I'm going to deselect them. I'm going to choose one of them, and you'll see what I mean. But make sure you're looking right at the thing, and choose this guy and get it close-ish, and just do it by eye. Right? That one's going to be oriented kind of like that. Right? And then I'm going to just place it right in there. It's not quite right. You can click on it again. And something a lot like that. And then move it a little bit this way. Okay, so it's lined up. It's lined up in the right way here, but now I've got to drag it over to the side. But that's pretty straightforward business. So that's going to go like that. Right. So I've got to do that 7 times, and I'm not going to make you suffer through that. But basically, just get this guy here. This one will be easy because this is straight up and down, and that's horizontal. So this is just 90, right? 90, and then drag it around. So I said I was going to do 1, but I just did 2. And in fact, while we're here, boom, watch this, 90, right? 90, and right there, and then y-axis. Oh, I spoke too quickly. There's nothing right below it, right? I'm sorry, that's not quite right. Right. So this one, I'll carry on since I'm here. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to rotate it, get it close. It's something like that, and I'm going to put it right here. And it's almost lined up. It's not exactly right, but I can take care of that like this. And again, so it's just not in the right orientation, but if I look right at this thing, if I look right at it, I can choose it and drag it right over here. Okay, I think you see what I'm after here. It's starting to look a little bit like a water wheel. Now, I don't know why, but I just am not a super fan of this pale blue. I like the color blue, but for some reason, this default blue just doesn't do it for me. I'm going to my water wheel, and I'm going to make it, oops, wrong button. I'm going to go to the appearance panel, double click the blue, and I'm going to make it black. Ooh, that's almost too dark, like it's almost absence of everything. That's a little bit better, something like that. A little bit of gray to it. Give it some depth. All right, and I think I'll do the slats in the same color. All right, so I'm going to go to appearance panel, and you'll see it just looks better. I think I chose that one rather, and I'm done here. Oops, close it out, and let's go back to our water wheel assembly. Yeah, right, so it's starting to look a little bit like a water wheel. I think really, these things are 10 inches wide, right? So this is, I think what I'm going to do is bring this out a little bit. I'll bring this one out the other way. Oops. Bring this one. This is just aesthetics, but something like this. Get them close to each other. That's it's starting to look a bit like a water wheel. And then we can fiddle with the rest of the slats and get them into place. And then we'll have a water wheel to import into our other assembly, just to see how it all looks in proportion. right? And with the actual numbers, the actual sort of preliminary numbers entered. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now. You guys can go ahead and get those slats in there. If you've got other ideas, like maybe a curve would be good on these slats or something like that, or even little cups or something, I don't know. Just thoughts, food for thought, food for thought. All right, carry on, people. I will talk to you soon.